Let's get started on the mat in easy seated pose, whatever that looks like for you. Good, so whatever it looks like for us, 1 foot in front or 1 foot on top. We'll slowly settle into the space around us and into our physical being. Taking a few deep breaths in through the nose and we'll sigh it out through the mouth. Noticing the muscles in our faces soften. The breath start to slow. Perhaps a softening of the shoulders and chest. Allowing the breath to assume its natural rhythm in and out through the nose. And we run through a body scan to get a sense of the mood and the energy. Perhaps taking a moment to set an intention for our practice. That could be as simple or challenging as maintaining our presence in this moment and on our physical sensations. Bringing our awareness back to the breath. We'll slowly lower our chin to our chest. We can move our head left to right, getting a sense of any blocked energy, increasing our range of motion as possible. Being curious as to areas of tightness or tension. And slowly starting to move through them with gentle awareness. And we'll hold on one side, drawing the ear towards the shoulder, finding length in the neck, lowering our shoulders. We'll gently roll over to the other side. Breathing into any areas of tightness or discomfort. Noticing how they transform. Coming back to center, bringing our chin back to our chest. We'll roll our head up with our shoulders up and back, up and back. Gentle rolling of the shoulders. And then we'll come forward, drawing the shoulders back, shoulder blades into the spine, up and around. Moving energy from under the shoulder blade where it often gets stuck. 3, 2, 1, and we rest, we reset, bringing our right hand in front of our body. We'll gently press against the upper arm just beyond the elbow, drawing the arm across the body. Calm, steady rhythm of breath, maintaining our awareness on those areas of discomfort. And we release, bringing the opposite arm in front, gently pressing it, drawing it across the body. And we release. Bringing our arms over our shoulders, gently inhaling. Exhaling, bringing one arm to the earth. Inhaling again, reaching high. Elongating the spine and then coming into a side bend. Actively pressing the opposite knee away, keeping our sit bones firmly connected to the mat. Breathing into the side body, expanding and elongating as we connect with and release tension. Supporting with our anchored hand and arm. Noticing the rhythm of our breath. We'll slowly bring that upper arm across the body towards the knee. Gentle spinal twist in our forward fold. Whatever it looks like for us, we're still breathing into the side body. Perhaps now connecting into the lower back a little bit more. Moving our head to see how that changes our physical sensations. God, and on the next inhale, we push our torso up, and then we come back to center. Inhaling, reaching our arms over our shoulders. Exhale, opposite hand comes to the earth. We inhale, reaching the arm up. Exhale, we side bend. Again, slow and steady. Connecting with the side body. Keeping our sit bones connected. Good, and we slowly melt our upper arm towards the earth, crossing it over our front knee, letting it connect with our thigh or the mat. We continue to breathe deeply into our side body, and perhaps moving our head around to see how the sensations change. Good. And we push ourselves up on the next inhalation. We come back to center. We inhale, reaching our arms up over our shoulders again. Exhale, we come forward, forward fold, hands to the earth, elongating the spine. And we mount forward, slowly lowering into the pose as the lower back allows. Beautiful. Inhaling, we push our torso up, we walk our hands in, we roll out the shoulders, and we extend our legs forward, giving them a little wiggle. Yummy. Wiggling out the feet, wiggling out the legs. We'll do a gentle dandasana before we go out to the other side. So again, making sure the sit bones are connected, feet are flexed, toes are pointing up, inhaling, reaching up over our shoulders. Exhale, we come forward. Gentle, passive stretch here, letting the hands come to the floor or our legs, letting our chin sink lower towards the chest. Keeping the toes pointed up, breathing through the back of the legs and all those yummy sensations that we're starting to feel. Maybe feeling the head hanging a little heavier as the tension starts to release in the neck and the upper back. Good. Lifting our heads up, we stack the vertebrae, we wiggle out the feet, we come back into our easy seated pose. Opposite foot in front. Good. Reaching for the front of our front leg. We grab onto it for traction and we'll do our butterfly arms. Inhale, lifting our chest through, arching the lower back. Exhale, rounding into the spine, bringing our arms forward, chin to chest, finding a flow that suits us. Inhale, opening. Exhale, closing. Feeling what's happening in the neck, the upper back, the mid back, and even into the hips. Seeing what fluidity we can create here. Moving through stickiness. Finding our fluidity, our flow. Matching the movement with our breath. And we'll do one more. We'll meet back up in our neutral pose. Sighing it out. Bringing our hands to our knees for traction this time, and we'll continue with our butterflies. Inhale, chest run through, drawing the shoulder blades in towards the spine. Exhale, rounding, pushing those arms out, chin to chest. Our flow, our speed, and our range of motion. nourishing all the tissues down our back. One more. And we meet back up in center. When we finish, rolling our shoulders up, deep breath in. We sigh it out. Good. Inhale, reaching our arms over our shoulders. We'll come into a gentle twist. One hand behind, one hand in front. We push the earth away up on our fingertips, looking over our shoulder. Deep breaths here to nourish the tissues down the neck and into the upper back and shoulder. Perhaps visualizing the heat and light of the sun melting tension away. Good. Inhaling, coming back to center, lifting our arms over our shoulders. Exhale, opposite direction. Hand comes in front, hand comes behind. We push upwards, elongating the spine, gazing over our shoulder. Deep breaths here. Softening of the face. One more big breath. We come back to center. We inhale, reaching our arms over our shoulders. Exhale, we hinge forward, bringing our hands to the earth, elongating the torso and slowly hinging into the hips, melting forward. As the back allows, as the hips allow, supporting with our hands and our arms. Good. On the next inhale, we push our torso up. We walk our hands in. Stacking the vertebrae, lifting and rolling the shoulders and head. We extend our legs in front. Yummy. Giving the legs a little wiggle. Wiggling out the feet. And once again, we come into our Dandasana with our toes pointed upwards. Inhale, reaching up. Exhale, we forward fold. Bringing our arms parallel to the floor. Option to hold here. Option to pulse forward. Option to grab onto our feet or our shins. Tucking our chins to our chest. Making the pose what we need it to be. Continuing to open up the back body. Releasing tension. Good. Slowly coming to stillness, rolling ourselves up. And we'll come all the way back into Shavasana, lowering our spine to the mat, one vertebrae at a time, allowing the lower back to assume its natural curvature. We'll tuck our left knee into our chest, giving it a gentle hug. Feeling the contact of our shoulder blades and our hips on the mat. Wrapping our hands around the back of the thigh, we interlace the fingers, flexing our foot. On the exhalation, we extend the heel to the sky. Inhale, we lower the heel. Exhale, we extend. Keeping the thigh hugged into the chest. Keeping our foot flexed. Pushing the heel up. 2 more. Last one. We release the heel, we wiggle out the foot, and we can release the leg all the way down, back down along the mat. Right knee hugs in. We give it a nice gentle hug with our hands on top of the shin as possible. Checking in with the hip flexor. Good, and we would interlace our hands again behind the thigh, flexing our right foot, driving the heel up on our exhalation, keeping the thigh hugged to the chest as possible. Inhale, we lower, and exhale, we lift. Noticing the sensations down the back of the leg, through the calf muscle, hamstring and into the glute. Two more. And we release the foot, rolling it out. And then slowly releasing both legs to the mat. Arching the lower back, we reach our arms over our head. Deep breaths into the abdomen. And we side up. One more just like that. Good, keeping our lower back arched. Reaching, allowing the breath to assume its natural rhythm. And we release. Drawing both feet in towards the glutes. And we'll cross our right leg over into an eagle or a figure 4, walking the left foot to the outer edge of the mat, slowly letting the knees lower to the right. We can bring our arms above our head, keep them on our hips or at our sides. Again, just bringing our awareness and breath to any areas of discomfort. Perhaps in through the abdomen and lower back, down the outer side of the leg. Noticing how the sensations transform. Good. Inhaling, we stack the knees back up, we untwist. And we'll cross the left leg over the right, figure four or eagle, walking the right foot to the outer edge of the mat. And lowering the knees gently to the left. And settling into the pose, finding a position for our hands. And breathing into those areas of discomfort, wherever they may be. Noticing if our mind may drift off to another place. Just gently noting where it goes and bringing it back to our physical sensations. Good. Bringing the knees back up, untwisting the legs, hugging the knees into the chest gently. Narrow or wide, rocking, pulsing, or finding stillness. Flowing through any micro movements that might feel good. And we'll roll ourselves over and back up into seated pose with our legs extended wide on the mat. Grabbing a sip of water as we go. And we can push ourselves forward with our hands to a comfortably uncomfortable pose. Starting with our toes pointed up, this might be enough for our inner thighs to be talking to us. We'll slowly walk our hands forward, keeping our toes and our thighs pointed up. Sinking into the inner thighs slowly. It's been a long time since we've found ourselves in this pose, so we take our time. We're not here to force anything or to cause stress. Supporting with our hands, our forearms, perhaps a book or a block. Noticing how clenching sensation starts to release. We can release the flexion in our feet, ensuring that we keep our toes pointed up and our thighs upwards. We're not rolling our legs forward. 3, 2 more big breaths. And last big breath. We'll slowly stack the vertebrae, walking our hands back in. We release the legs, lifting under the knees or thighs, bringing the feet together, bottoms of the feet, butterfly, and wrapping our hands around the back. Elongating the spine. Gentle massage of the feet. Yum. And we'll roll over onto our knees, coming into a toes pose. If we need a block or a cushion underneath us, that's fine. Bringing all 5 toes to the mat, helping them as needed. We'll slowly start by bringing our hands behind our back, interlacing the fingers, rolling the shoulders back, lifting the arms away. Calm, steady rhythm of breath. Checking in with the sensations down the arms, across the chest, down the body and into the feet. Seeing if we can maintain our presence on our breath and our physical sensations. Releasing our hands, wriggling out the wrists, and releasing out of the foot-toe pose, tapping them out as needed. And we'll sink our hips all the way back towards our heels. Bring our hands onto our knees, and we'll continue with our butterflies. Deep breaths in, lifting our chest through. Exhaling, we round into the spine, pushing our arms forward, chin to chest. Finding our flow. Activating our back muscles. Working a little bit of energy through the thighs. Breathing deeply into our upper back. Noticing our range of motion. How each time it might be slightly different. Two more. We come to neutral when we finish. Curling our toes back under our shins, helping the pinky toe as needed. And we'll bring our right arm alongside our ear, left arm presses against the elbow, and we'll reach our right hand between our shoulder blades, pushing our head back against the arm, working down the tricep. Gentle pressure on the hand. Calm, steady rhythm of breath. Perhaps noticing less of a clenching sensation in the feet and the toes. And let's release the arms. Release any tingling and warming sensations that we may have had. And we'll tap out the feet in between sides. Again, we're not here to stress our bodies. We're here to nourish, nurture, and reset. Good. Last time, toes pose, curling them under. Left arm comes alongside the ear, right arm comes on top, and we push down on the elbow gently, pushing our head back towards the arm as possible, and resuming our natural rhythm of breath. Noticing a softening in the face. We're not holding tension in our jaw. And we release the arms, releasing the tingling and warming sensations, releasing the feet, coming into all fours, tapping them out as desired. Wiggling, pointing, flexing. And we'll come into all fours, bringing our hands under our chest, shifting the weight of our hips left to right. Letting our head hang heavy. Noticing any stickiness across the lower back or in through the hips. Perhaps even in the upper back and neck. We'll slowly come to center, curling our toes underneath our shins. We take a deep breath in, and on the exhalation we come up into a down dog, letting our head hang heavy, pushing into the back of the legs. Finding stability here, pressing our knuckles into the mat, expanding the hand wide. Maybe we shift our weight left to right. Curiosity as to what we're holding in our shoulders, upper back, and down the legs. Reaching our right hand across the body, making contact with the left leg, wherever, behind the thigh, the knee, the shin. Breathing through any patterns of energy that we might have down the left side of the body, perhaps even across and into the right side of the upper back and neck. Releasing the right hand to the mat, and we'll lift our left hand across the body, shifting our weight, noticing where we're holding energy down the right side of the body, down the leg. Just noting where the energy is hanging out, breathing into it, and seeing what we can release here on the mat. Good. Bringing our left hand to the earth, we'll wiggle out our feet, lifting and rolling. And back into our down dog. Paddling out the feet, shifting our weight left to right, exaggerating, getting down into the sides of the body. Good. Coming to center. We'll lift our left leg off the earth, pushing through the back of the right leg. Bending at the knee, opening the hips, optional. We come back to center, we gaze forward, we walk our hands out. We bring our left knee to our left wrist, pigeon. Floating our right foot back, lifting our chest. And we slowly hinge forward. Option to bring our hands or our arms to the mat, our fists or flat hands under our forehead. And if we're feeling super open and flexible today, we can reach our left arm in front of our faces and we can roll our right shoulder onto the mat. Reaching through figure 4. Listening to the knee, the lower back, breathing into areas of discomfort. Maintaining our presence in this moment and our physical sensations and how they transform. Breathing in curiosity and exhaling any judgment, expectation, or competition. We honor the state of our body in this moment. Good. Coming to center, we start to push and walk ourselves back up. We roll over onto our left hip. We come through all fours. Rinsing out, moving through any micro movements that feel good. And then we'll curl our toes under our shins, stepping back up into all fours and down dog. Rinsing, pedaling, or shifting our weight, noticing the difference in our two sides. And when we're ready, we'll lift our right foot off the ground, pressing our weight through the left side. Option to bend the knee and to open the hips towards the wall. Pushing through the left inner thigh and noticing sensations in our right hip and lower back. Coming to center, we gaze forward, we walk or slide our hands forward. We bring our right knee to the right wrist and we float our left foot back, pigeon pose. Lifting our torso, deep breaths in. And on the exhalation, we can melt forward with curiosity, noticing how we might be holding energy differently on this side of the body. We lower down onto our forearms, fists, hands. And again, we have our figure 4 if we're feeling super flexible and open. No competition, no expectation that this side will be the same as the other. Honoring and celebrating the state of our body, honoring and celebrating those areas that feel like they're opening up, perhaps releasing tension. Inhaling, coming back to center. Pressing the earth away, we lift our torso, we come onto our right hip. We're going to bring our feet out in front again, wiggling them out. Wiggling the knees, wiggling the feet. Good. And we can grab a sip of water as we float into easy seated, or let's try fire logs. Perhaps we're feeling a little more open now in the hips. We can bring the right foot on top. We won't be here for long. Inhaling, bringing our hands over our shoulders. Exhale, we forward fold. Continuing with the hip opening here. Maybe celebrating that today we're feeling a little more openness. Good. On the next inhale, we'll push ourselves up. We'll extend our legs in front, wiggling them out. We'll do the other side. Again, seeing how we're doing today, being curious. Crossing the left on top or in front. Deep breath in. Sighing it out. And we float our arms over our shoulders. Deep breath in, finding length, and we hinge forward, hands to the earth. Slowly melting into the left hip flexor, the lower back. Being curious, maybe celebrating advances and micro gains that we're making from week to week. On the next inhale, we push ourselves up. We'll open our legs nice and wide one more time. Heels press out to the corners of the mat. We can push ourselves forward. Checking in. How are we feeling this time? Softening our shoulders. Toes are pointed up. We'll lift our right arm over our shoulder and we'll come into a gentle side bend. Slowly lowering and rotating our torso towards the left leg. We can bring both of our hands to the sides of our leg, pressing the earth away, extending and elongating the spine, and then slowly hinging over the left side. No competition. Releasing tension in the neck and the shoulders. Beautiful. Inhale, pushing ourselves up, coming back to center. Left arm reaches up, we come into our gentle side bend over to the right. Breathing into the side body. We can release our feet for a few breaths or seconds, and then flex the toes back up to the sky. And slowly we bring our left arm down. We rotate our torso over the right leg, bringing our hands to the earth. Finding length in the torso, and then hinging over towards the right side. whatever it looks like for us. Breathing down the side of the body, into the lower back, into the inner thigh, wherever we might be holding our tension. Just bringing our gentle awareness there. Good. On the next inhale, we push ourselves up. We come to center. We release our legs, gently lifting under the knees or the thighs. Bottoms of the feet come together. Butterflying the knees, optional. Rolling the shoulders back. We'll slowly make our way into our final easy seated pose. Whether it's fire logs, one foot in front of the other, or on our knees, whatever feels good at this point. To finish our practice, we find our way there with our hands to heart center, celebrating the micro gains that we made here today, celebrating all of the areas of strength, lightness, and openness. We give thanks for the opportunity to practice and to move our bodies, to nourish them, releasing blocked energy and resetting ourselves for the days ahead, physically and mentally. Taking a moment to reflect on any intention that we may have set at the beginning of our practice, solidifying it or creating a new one for the days ahead. Breathing joy into our hearts so that we can continue shining our lights brightly. Thank you for joining me today. I wish you a beautiful continuation. Namaste.